So now we're doing FreeCodeCamp Legacy Python for everybody, web services, API, rate limiting, and security. All right. So let's just get to it. Make sure we have our notes out as usual. Actually, let's set up the notes while we're at it. Let's go all the way to the bottom. You don't have to do this part because this is just for me later when I start uploading these on my website. But I'm doing this right here. I'm going to take this. I'm going to drop this right here at the bottom. Bring it back up. Boom, right there. Change this to 9. Because, you know, we've been doing this Python for so long. We know we can go through here and parse and have it look for something that's looking exactly for this right here. And then do, you know, and split them up, right? We can do that. We know how to do that, right? So that's what I'm doing here. So yeah, we've got that. We're set up here and let's get to it.
Now we're going to talk about API rate limiting and security. The key thing is that the Google API and the Google data is super valuable. And you could build a website that did nothing but sort of like asked the person for something and then showed them that place and make it be a map searcher. And you added so little value and Google did all the hard work. And so they protect these somewhat.
I mean, it makes sense, but, you know, let's go. Let's write this down. API limiting and security. API security and rate limiting. My bad. All right. So API security and rate limiting. You know, that sounds like, oh, yeah, Google's doing all the hard work, except for Google's also got, what, $1 trillion, a bajillion dollars, you know? And if we added that little value, who would use it? Right? That's also logic, right? But whatever. I'm not worried about it. Let's go. So we've got this, and we're going to type this stuff down. So the compute resources to run these APIs are not free. Also, I don't think Larry Page nor Sergey Brin had to go to Desert Storm and fight for the country. You know, they had a lot of free time to make Google, right? So who really sacrificed it for them, you know? And then what about all the people that could have done it but weren't allowed to because they live under oppressive regimes? So yeah, let's not toot their horns too big, because that's why kind of why America's failing right now, is because we're pumping up these guys that were only able to do it because so many people weren't allowed to, right? Exactly. It would have happened anyway. That's what I'm saying. The data provided by these APIs is usually valuable, right? What else do we got? The data providers might limit the number of requests per day. Let's drop it down here. Why not? Let's follow this one. Demand an API key. What else we got? Or even charge for usage. Sure, why not? They might change the rules as things progress. Didn't we write this down? Didn't we literally write this down right here? No, we did. Boop. Let's go here. Let's do a Control X. And let's drop this right here. Control V. Boom. Check it out. Look at that. So let's go to the next one.
Sometimes they'll say you can only do 50 of these a day or 500 a day or whatever. That's called rate limiting. And sometimes they say you've got to log in, you've got to create an account and get a key with us and then present your key. So that means that your account only gets so many. And they keep track of who's using their service and how much they're using it. Google gives you even sort of a dashboard that tells you some of this stuff. It's kind of nice. And so the other thing is that sometimes an API is free and then it becomes popular and they decide they're going to put a key on it or a rate limit on it. So you got to kind of play this game with them, and the rules kind of change as things progress. So that geocoding API.
Okay, let's look at this before we get into this. Usage limits. So the Google geocoding API has the following limits in place. 2,500 requests per day. I think we'll be fine. That's quite liberal, wouldn't you say? Google Maps API for business customers have higher limits. Okay. 100,000 requests per day. These limits are enforced to prevent abuse and or repurposing of geocoding API and may be changed in the future without notice. Additionally, it's enforced. They enforce a request rate limit to prevent abuse of the service. If we exceed the 24-hour limit or otherwise abuse the service, the geocoding API may stop working for us temporarily. If we continue to exceed this limit, our access to the geocoding API may be blocked. The geocoding API may only be used in conjunction with a Google Map. Geocoding results without displaying them on a map is prohibited. Geocoding API may only be used in conjunction with a Google Map. Okay. Geocoding without displaying them on a map is prohibited. Okay, I don't know what that means, but I'm sure he'll tell us. Hey, what's going on, Justin? Just him? Yeah, it's me. Who else would it be? For complete details on how allowed usage, we can consult the Maps API terms of service license restrictions. Okay, let's go.
That we're talking about has at one point in time 2,500 requests a day. You can get more requests if you get a key. Now,
so is that like the old days? This is how it used to be, and now it's like 5 requests a day. I don't know. We're not even gonna check. Let's go. All right, let's see what this says. I can't even read these words. Let's just go. I'm sure he's just gonna talk about it.
Another API that we can talk about is the Twitter API. Now, Twitter API started out as a free public API, but then Twitter realized that people were making more money off of Twitter's data than Twitter was making off of Twitter's data. And so Twitter makes it so that you have to have an account. You can only request data from their API is if you use your account key to sign that.
Oh, that guy?
So there's a whole series.
That ain't me. That's not me. That's Chuck Severance, the guy that made this course that we're using. The code man. If I show my face, then I don't know. We'll see. Let's go.
Series of getting and issuing keys.
Who's a legend? This guy? Anyway, let's go. Oh wait, I gotta stop being distracted. I'm gonna act like this isn't happening. Let's go back.
Off of Twitter's data. And so Twitter makes it so that you have to have an account. You can only request data from their API is if you use your account key to sign that. And so there's a whole series of getting and issuing keys and then using those keys. And I'll just give you a short summary of the kind of code that it takes to build those requests up that have to be signed.
Okay.
So you'll look through the Twitter documentation and it'll say, oh, this URL to get the tweets.
Not happening.
Et cetera, et cetera. And it says do a GET request to this URL and that URL and maybe substitute a little bit of things here for the screen name you're looking for or how many tweets you want. And they tell you how to carefully construct these URLs. And so here's an example.
Okay, so now for the part that, it's a 10-minute video, so this one's going to be maybe an hour long. All right, so let's type this stuff down. Get ready. This is the part. This is the part that's actual work. All right, although it's all actual work. Let's go. Import. Let's say example. Let's say example Twitter. What do we call this? Twitter API. Twitter API example. Let's call it like this. Twitter API example. Boom. All right. And let's go like this. Let's drop it down 2 and tab it over 1. So mysterious. That's me. All right. Import. We're going to import URL lib. I wish. Anyway, we're going to have to get this anyway. Import URL library.request. we're not going to have to type this stuff out too much longer. Once we're done with this course, we don't have to type this junk out no more. This is literally, let's consider this like hazing or something like this. This is our initiation. All this typing. URL lib.error. You ain't getting my webcam sitting right here, unplugged, facing the desk, facing down to the desk. So good luck. Import twirl. Okay. Oh yeah, we gotta move this over one. Import twirl. Twitter URL. Import JSON. Okay. And then on the next 2 lines down, we're going to Twitter _ URL equals HTTPS hypertext transfer protocol secure /API.twitter.com/1.1/friends/list.json. There we go. So let's go down here. While true, whoa, why do I have? All right, make sure to leave the quote up there. Now let's come down here and say while true, capital true. Now let's type this crap out. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's type it out. Type it out. All right, while true, we're going to print. We're just going to do the tabs on this one. We're going to print empty string. We're going to have ACCT equal input. Okay. And then let's put inside here, enter Twitter account. Remember, we're in Python right now, so this is in Python we're writing. We've got that. I think we need a space here too, because the inputs don't put the spaces, only the prints do. If, what else we got? Employable already. Hey, thanks a lot, Anime Gun. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's see. If Lynn, okay, let's put in these parentheses. If Lynn, ACT, I don't think we don't need parentheses for this. We're in Python, right? We don't need parentheses there. If Lynn account is less than 1, so if there's no nothing in account, we're going to break out of it. All right, and so we can do that in a 1-line code. And then we're also going to declare this URL now equals twirl Twitter URL.augment. All right, augment. This has to come from one of these things up here. No, it has to come from. This is coming from twirl then. Okay, so twirl.augment. And then we're going to have Twitter URL, Twitter _URL, comma. And then we're also going to have this little object in there, this little dictionary. And we're going to say, let's just set it up real quick. We'll say in here screen name. We'll do account right here. All right, and then we'll do another one, and then we'll do 5. The string 5. Let's take this, drop it. Oh, not like that though. Drop it. Turn this ACCT to the string 5. Oh, come on. Huh? 1 second. Where's? Okay. That's not it either. 5. Here we go. And then right here for screen name, we're going to say count. Okay. So we've got that. Now let's do this print line. All right. So print. Okay. Give me a second. All right. Print. We're going to have retrieving. Retrieving, comma, URL. All right. Connection equals URL library dot request dot URL open. And then we're going to open the URL, which is this thing right here. All right. Then we'll say data equals connection.read. And then we're also going to have, did we make a connection though? We'll see in a second. .decode. Okay. Now we've got headers. Headers equals dictionary. Connection dot get headers. I'm sure there's a ton of we'll run this through ChatGPT to make sure there's no actual errors also. That's the 2024 way of doing things, I think. We'll do print remaining. Oh, this needs to be a string. All right, print remaining. We're going to say headers at X rate limit remaining. Okay. So at X rate limit remaining. All right. So that must be something. Connection.get headers. So this is going to be something in the headers thing, like in the headers dictionary. All right. So let's come down here and we'll say JS equals JSON equals JSON.loads. And we'll have data on that. All right. And then we'll print it. Print JSON. JSON.dumps. I wonder what that is. Did we? Okay, so we imported JSON. So yeah, that's part of the JSON thing then. All right, so JSON.dumps. We're going to say JS and, oops. I'm going to say JS and then indent equals 4. So there's going to be 4 indentation, I guess. All right. So now let's make a for loop inside of this. For U in JS at users. What we're going to do is we're going to print U. Oh, yeah. So this U is this U. So it's whatever we find in users. So we're going to say U. We're going to print U at screen name. Screen underscore name. Okay. And then we're going to say S equals U. I hate these letters. S equals U at status. And then we're going to also say at text. Yeah, we're definitely running this through ChatGPT, so we can change these letter variables into words as well. Print. I guess, what is that? 4 spaces? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that 4 spaces? 1, 2. Okay, let's say it's 2 spaces. Okay, print 2 spaces, comma, S, and then we'll do a little slice from 0 to 50. 0 to 50. Okay, so there's that. Now let's go get our buddy, old ChatGPT. We'll see what's going on over here. Let me bring it up real quick, make sure everything's cool on ChatGPT. Yes, it is. Awesome. Drop it. Let's tell it to do something first before we go. For the following code, check if there are errors and change any shorthand variable names to more. Let's open ChatGPT. Hold on a second. ChatGPT. What's the opposite of shorthand variable names? Verbose variable names. Let's do that. 2 more verbose and descriptive variable names. And then let's go grab our code. We just did that. Boink. All right. Also, don't optimize it. Also, don't optimize it. Just check for the errors. All right. Boom. Let's see what ChatGPT says to us. All right. I told it not to do this, but it did it anyway. All right. Okay. Status is what the S means. All right. Error. This raises an exception. It is recommended to do try and accept. Key error in parsing. Key error. This can raise a key error if the header is missing. We should add a check to handle such cases. Well, we're not going to do that either. User status at text. User status at text can also raise a key error, blah, blah, blah. And then here's what they think is better, but we're not going to do that. All right. So there we go. Now let's see what we can see. All right. So we're going to change this S to status. Status. It doesn't need to be super. We're going to change U to user. User. Let's grab this. Copy it. All right. Okay, and then status right here. Status. Okay, so that makes more sense. Anything else that needed changing? Let's go look through these. JS print. URL. Okay, we're good there. All right. So ChatGPT did its job. We don't need to go too much farther into ChatGPT's stuff. As long as we didn't mess up anything seriously here, we're good. So let's go watch the rest of this.
Code that talks to the Twitter. Now, for now, I'll ignore the security bit. That's all hidden in this TWURL, so it looks a lot like the last one. We're going to use JSON and URL lib, and we have found that this is the API name, blah, 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 list.json, getting a friend list for a particular person. And so that is the base URL that we're going to do, and we're going to ask a person for a Twitter account. If we hit enter, we're going to break out. And TWURL augment, we're going to say, give me the first 5 friends of this particular screen name, the one we just read in from input. And this TWURL, you'll see in a second, it adds a bunch of stuff to prove that you are who you are. It's signing that URL. So you're sending a signed URL, which is nothing more than a whole bunch of crazy characters. We'll see that in a second. We retrieve it, and this is pretty straightforward. We can just, open the URL, read it, and decode it. Decode solves the UTF-8 thing, makes it all so that data is a real string and it's in Unicode internally. Now we can actually get the headers. Remember I told you earlier that URL open bypasses the headers, but it's stored them for later. And we can say, hey, give me back those headers. And that gives us back a dictionary of headers. And the headers, if you go all the way back, are a bunch of key value pairs. So
yeah, he's talking about this URL open inside of connection. We can do the get headers thusly, right?
Key colon, if you go all the way back, are a bunch of key value pairs. Key colon value in the headers. And in Twitter, if you read the documentation, there's this x-rate limit remaining that tells you each time it returns to the API, response to the API call that you made, it says, look, you've got 12 left. You've got 11 left. You've got 10. So you can print that out. So this prints out how many you've got left. Then we parse the JSON data. We're going to print it so we can debug it. This dump S, dump to string, and then printed. Indent equals 4. This is called pretty printing.
So this isn't dumps like as in a verb. This is dump string. Oh, I love these old people and how they, I guess that's why they call it coding, right? Not whatever.
And it's indenting things really nicely so that you can make more sense of it. Whereas when these things are when programs are talking to each other, they don't really make the output look particularly pretty.
True.
And then if we're going to go through, we have the outer thing of users, and we're going to print out the screen name and go grab for each user and users, we're going to print their screen name, we're going to grab their status text and print that out. And so this is what that data looks like.
Okay. The question is, do we type this out? Because they're just going to give us this. You know what I'm saying? Oh my, that's so much typing and formatting. It's the formatting that's even worse. You know what I mean? What do you want to do? Yeah, we're going to have to type this out. We're going to have to type this crap out. All right, get ready. Get ready, because this is going to take a while. Let's go. Oh my goodness, sucks. But look at it. Think of it like this. This is an initiation, right? We do not have to do this too many more times. Once we're done with Python for everybody, we are not typing down JSONs anymore at all, right? It's just initiation for us. So Twitter API response example. Okay, let's come down here and do that. Oh, let's go. No, we have to do this. Do we want to go dig ditches? Do we want to go pull dirt out of the ground, or do we want to pull JSONs out of Twitter? Right? Let's do this. Enter Twitter account. All right. Dr. Chuck. Yeah, because I don't have any of this stuff on my Twitter. So Dr. Chuck. There we go. Retrieving https://api.twitter.com/1.1/friends ... because it's the same as the stuff we did earlier. It's this stuff. Where is it? This stuff right here. Whatever. All right. And then we'll come down here and say remaining 14. All right. So this is all the stuff that we printed out. All right. So we're printing out, where is it? Where are we? So enter Twitter account. That's this right here. Enter Twitter account. All right. And then what else did we print? Print remaining, right? This is the remaining right here. And then print retrieving. Okay. So retrieving URL is this right here. All right. So now what we're going to get back is a JSON. All right. So let's drop this down thusly. And JSON is going to have users. And this is, remember, JSON is JavaScript object notation, right? So, or object, whatever it is. So this is JavaScript. So this isn't going to be a dictionary. This is actually a JavaScript object, right? So we got users is going to have this, what's this thing called? Array, because it's JavaScript, right? It's an array. And inside the array, we're going to have another object. All right, there's that. Pull that over here. And inside here, we're going to have status. I guess that's why JavaScript uses double quotes and then this one uses single quotes, is so that when we see double quotes around these over here, we know we have a pretty good idea that we're dealing with JavaScript. Because if it's single quotes, like over here, we can see status is wrapped in single quotes. We know this is our Python right here, and this is going to be our JavaScript right here. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, so let's knock this out. So we got status equals yet another object. So let's bring this one over. And inside of this object, whoops, we're going to have text, a key text, and then we're going to have a jazzy whatever. Jazzy Chad. Chad name, isn't it? Jazzy Chad. I just bought one, and then there's going to be a period and some underscores. And then another period. Okay, whatever that is. And then we'll bring this over, and we've also got created underscore at. And then we're going to say, hold on, Friday, that was just the other day. No, 2013. Oh my God. Some people weren't even born yet. 08, 36, 34. Okay. And then plus 0000, so that's Greenwich Mean Time, I guess that's what that means. 2013. Those were the Obama days. Okay. So we're coming down here and we're good with this. Let's have a comma, and since no, we got more stuff to do. So let's come over here and we're gonna say location is gonna be San Francisco, California. All right. San Francisco, California. There we go. And then what else we got? We got screen name. Screen underscore name. Okay. And that's in Python in the snake case. I don't know what that's all about, but whatever. We'll figure that out later. Leah Culver. Leah Culver. All right. That's the screen name of this person. And then we've got name. Oops. Name is Leah Culver. Hold on. Hold on. Name is Leah Culver. Right? Yes. All right. So we've got that one done. That's a nice little template we can use for the next one. Let's say comma after this curly brace. Let's grab all this stuff up to here, up to the user's line, and then drop it off right here after this curly brace. All right, so now we got that. Let's change all this stuff to whatever this next thing says. Okay, status text RT at WSJ Wall Street Journal. Okay. RT a retweet at Wall Street Journal. Wall Street Journal. Big employers like Google, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Big, it must be the name of an article. Big employers like Google, ... right? Or maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe it's the beginning of a, oh yeah, that's how a tweet would go. Yeah, never mind. It's not a title of anything. All right, created at Saturday, September 28th. That was yesterday. No. Saturday, September. Oh, I didn't even put 28. Whatever day up there. 28. Let's go fix that. September 20th. September 20th. Why didn't you tell me? I'm kidding. And then what time? It really doesn't matter what the time is, but we're going to change it to remember, this is initiation. We're not going to have to do this forever. Oh, this was the exact minute. All right. 00/2013. Awesome. Victoria, Canada. Where's that even? Victoria, Canada. All right. Valerie EI. Underscore Valor. Okay, Valerie Irvine. Valerie Irvine. Okay. And then whatever this stuff is. Is this going to be like a ... Anyway, I don't know. So, okay, so we've got this. Hold on, what the... Where's the curly brace? Where's the curly brace for this? Where's the closing curly brace? Where's the closing curly brace? Anyway, so even Dr. Chuck makes mistakes. There's no closing curly brace. Let's get rid of this here. And let's... Okay, so here's this closing curly brace, which should be right here. This one here. This is this. And since there's nothing else, we don't need that comma. And then this one is this one, right? So let's type out this stuff. Leah Culver. And then we'll say this. Okay. Leah Culver. Then we've also got Valerie I. And it's going to have this retweet Wall Street Journal, blah, blah, blah. All right. So let's drop that and let's Google comma and then AT ampersand amp T. Okay, so that's going to be the amp. This is the ampersand sign. So there's going to be an and right there. That's what this amp means, right? I think we learned that in JavaScript. RH. Okay. Then we've also got Eric Bolins. Eric Bolins. He's going to also have a retweet from at Luke Wilson, at Luke W, whoever that is, at Luke W. Sneak peek. My long take on the good ampersand at, and then whatever. It's going to have some more stuff after that. And then we're going to have Hal Herzog, right? Halbert Herzog, whoever that is. I don't know who that is. Learning objects. That's not how I did it. Bobjects. Learning objects is 10. We had a cake with the low comma. All right, who knows what that means? All right, so, learning objects, Polly. Who cares? So let's go.
Kind of chopped a bit. So the thing we get
What's chopped?
Kind of chopped a bit. So the thing we get is...
Hold on. Bless me, thank me. I'm welcome. All right. So yeah, here we are. It is chopped up, as we know, because there's no curly brace here and whatever. But no big deal. Let's go.
Is an out, kind of chopped a bit. So the thing we get is an outer layer. We get users, and then we get a list. And here's the first user. Now, if you look at the actual data, it's much larger than this. Here's a second user.
True.
And then we have status text, and the screen name.
I would also imagine, hold on. I would also imagine that there would be all 1, 2, 3, 4, and there should be 5, right? Because I mean, that's what our code did in the first place. Let's grab the code. It should have grabbed the first 5, right? Where are we? While true, blah, 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 blah. 5, right? It should have grabbed 5, but we only did 4. But we know that there would have been 5, okay? So this would be 5 elements in this user thing. And then we would have 5 down here as well. But let's keep going.
Those are the bits that we're extracting from that. If you look, we're going to grab the screen name, we're going to grab the status text, and away you go. So You can start with this, but you realize that once you're looking at this and you're printing this out with pretty printing, you can sort of work your way in, knowing that it's either a dictionary or a list. If it's a dictionary, you look up the key. If it's a list, you say which position it is, and then you get more dictionaries within dictionaries within dictionaries, and away you go. And so this code,
it's not okay.
Actually,
he's just confused. This isn't a dictionary. This is JSON right here. So this is an array. This isn't a list. This is an array, and this is an object, right? Because this is JSON. This is JSON, right? This is absolutely 100% JavaScript. So let's go.
Now, when it runs, it prints out the screen name and then that status and the next person. So it's my first 5. In that case, my first 5 friends and their most recent status, the first 5 people. Now, let's talk a little bit about how the security works. And so you have to go to the website. You have to have a Twitter account. You can't talk to Twitter API without a Twitter account. And then you go to this website, and then you set up a key. You say, I'm going to build an application that is going to consume the Twitter API. Mm-hmm. And then you go in, you have to work through, there's documentation on how all this stuff works. You set up an API key, you set the application. So I made a key called Python on my laptop.
Okay.
And it gives us some values. It gives
give us a second. We got to write this down. So let's write this down. What did he call this? This was his key. Hold on. Let's back up.
On my lap. You set up an API key. You set the application. So I made a key called Python.
All right. Let's say
Python on my lap.
Twitter API key. All right. Let's call it that. Also, let's go forward. And there it is. All right. So let's call this Twitter API key. Oh, so this is something we would actually have to write. So let's do that. Twitter API key. Like that. Def. So we're defining a function. OAuth. OAuth. So something authorization. OAuthentication. All right. So this is going to be, we're going to return, and then what we're going to return is a dictionary with some stuff in it. Let's bring this over here. All right. So what we're going to have in here is, hold on. We're going to have, okay, back up. All right. So is double quotes, is that JSON? Is that JavaScript or is that Python? I can't remember. It seems like this guy's just doing whatever he feels like. Honestly, that's what it feels like. So look, JSON responses are going to have double quotes. Okay. So for some reason, this guy wrote his Python with double quotes, which it should have single quotes. So let's put single quotes in this because we're not that tired. All right, so let's put single quotes, consumer key, consumer. No, but is this returning JavaScript? Is it returning JavaScript? I don't know. Let's do it his way, whatever. We'll figure it out later. All right. So consumer key, consumer underscore key, and then we're going to have a key with some crazy characters in it. So H7 capital LU dot whatever NG. So there's going to be a bunch of stuff in between here that we're, it really doesn't matter because, this is like X number. This is almost 10 years ago. All right. So we got consumer secret right here. Consumer secret. Yeah, we'll do it right here. Consumer. That's a stupid looking word once you look at it, right? Consumer secret. Oh. Am I running out of gas already? Whatever. All right. DNKEN. Honestly, you could just put whatever you want on here. It doesn't matter. But we're going to do this anyway. New ... MM in 7Q. All right. So we got that, and don't forget the commas after each one of these. All right. MM7Q. Drop it. All right. So now we're going to do token key. Token underscore key. Yes. Okay. So this is Python? Look, this is snake case, but it's also got these. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what these guys are doing. All right, so 10185562 / Einstein P4 page QQQ QQO SGI, whatever that means. All right. Maybe he'll tell us. And then token secret. Token underscore secret. All right. And this is going to be Hoist H, capital H, 0. YC, capital C, F, FIM, way, F1, ... Coepo. There we go. And then we'll drag this one back like that. And there we go. So now we've got this consumer key, or whatever it was, API key. All right, so let's go.
And it gives us some values. It gives us a consumer key, a consumer secret, a token key, and a token secret. And you get to regenerate these. And there's this file called hidden.py, and you edit them and copy and paste all the stuff from those pages, those 4 values, into these strings. Now, if you download my code...
What did you just say?
And you get to regenerate these. And there's this file called hidden.py, and you edit them and copy and paste all the stuff from those pages, those 4 values, into these strings.
What pages? What the hell is this guy talking about? Do you know what this guy's talking about?
And it gives us some values. It gives us a consumer key, a consumer secret, a token key, and a token secret. And you get to regenerate these. And there's this file called hidden.py, and you edit them and copy and paste all the stuff from those pages, those 4 values, into
what
these
pages?
strings.
What pages? The pages inside of here? What is this guy talking about? What is this? What's this old geezer talking about? Did he forget a couple words? Did nobody go in and watch this and say, hey, old man, you said something crazy. Nobody knows what you're talking about. You know what? The fact is, no, they didn't. They said, you know what? I don't care. You're still going to pay thousands of dollars for this semester, and this old man's going to say gobbledygook to you, and you're not going to learn anything. You figure it out yourself, kid. Yeah, that's probably how it happened. Kind of annoying. Whatever, let's go.
Now, if you download my code, I don't have my keys in there. I got some placeholders for this stuff. So you got to get to this web page that's on Twitter, copy these things in, and then the TWRL code will start to work. It uses a technology called OAuth, which is a way to sign a URL in a way that proves that you have the key and the secret and the token
What?
But and it can't be modified.
Did you forget how to speak English? Like, did you just start freaking rambling off whatever words were on the top of your head, bro? I mean, what the hell did you just tell us? I'm getting kind of pissed off right now. Like, obviously we're not paying for this, but we are taking our time trying to listen to this. But what's he saying?
It uses a technology called OAuth, which is a way to sign a URL in a way that proves that you have...
You can see he's tired, right? He's old, he's tired, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Death is coming. One day, every day is a little bit closer to death. And he doesn't really give a hoot about what he's saying to us.
Have the key and the secret and the tokens, but and it can't be modified in the middle. So once you send this URL, they can check the key and the secret to make sure that you truly signed it without actually sending the key and the secret.
What?
It's actually kind of cool and fascinating, but we won't go into it.
It's kind of confusing and stupid. What did you just tell us? Anyway, well, we're going to have to skip this part because we don't know, but I do know that we're going to have to do some kind of geo this stuff. So we're going to go over to this Twitter thing. We might be able to clear it up with this right here. But right now, as it goes, I don't know what this guy, maybe you know what he said. I don't know what this guy just said. It sounded like English, but it was definitely not any kind of information transfer whatsoever. Let's go.
In great detail here. And so if you look at the code.
Oh my God. What is this? All right, so this is this twirl.py, okay? Sorry for getting mad, guys, but this is getting me pissed off. This is really getting me pissed off because my time, I value my time more than I value money, right? Or anything else. And this is just, we're just cooking, huh? Yeah, what is this? I don't even know. Let's keep listening.
In twurl.py, this is the code that does it. It actually pulls in an OAuth library. It's actually kind of cool and fascinating.
No, shut up.
We won't go into it in great detail here. And so if you look at the code in twurl.py, this is the code that does it. It actually pulls in an OAuth library.
Okay. So this is twirl.py. All right, so let's do that. Let's type this up. All right. I mean, look, it could be that I'm stupid. That's the thing. It could be that I'm stupid, but it could also be that he just doesn't give a he doesn't care, or he's just so tired that he doesn't know what he's saying. You know, it could be that. You know, we might be looking at early Joe Biden over here. Whatever. Let's type this in. twurl.py. Okay. So import URL library. We're going to import OAuth. Import OAuth. Import hidden. Okay. We're going to define a function and call it augment. We're going to take URL and parameters as the parameters. All right. So define augment. We're going to have URL right here, parameters. All right. So those are going to be our parameters. We're going to have secrets inside of here. Secrets equals hidden dot OAuth. Okay. Pardon me. Consumer equals OAuth. That's not equals. Equals OAuth dot OAuth consumer secrets. All right. And then we're going to have consumer underscore key, consumer underscore key. There's an underscore there, right? Yep. And then we'll have after that, comma, secrets at consumer secret. Consumer. Why do I keep putting a B in there? I don't know. Maybe it's because I was talking smack. Secret, like that. And then we're going to have token equals OAuth dot OAuth token. Okay. Secrets. Now you could say, Codeman, you're the same. You forget stuff all the time. You know what? I'm not getting paid. I don't have a freaking tenure like this old man. Okay. This old man's he's getting thousands and thousands of dollars a week, even to this day. Okay. He ain't dead. You go watch. He's still bopping around on FreeCodeCamp, right? So this guy's got tenure. He's yelling. He's doing this. He's getting paid to do this. I am getting barely anything to do this. So yeah, sorry. All right. So here we go. Maybe I just made that up because I'm paranoid. Whatever. Token underscore key, comma. We're going to have secrets. Oh, secrets at token secret. All right, token secret, token underscore secret. Let's do the next part. All right, OAuth underscore request equals OAuth dot OAuth request dot from underscore consumer. I did it again. And underscore token. Oh my God, what is this? This is like 2 lines long. Have we ever done anything like this? Not yet. Okay, so let's do this. We're going to have consumer as one argument. We're also going to have over here we'll have token equals token as another argument. HTTP underscore method equals get. Hey, what's going on? History Uncovered. Also, we've got HTTP underscore URL equals URL as the next argument. Then parameters equals parameters as the next argument. Okay. Okay, so OAuth underscore request dot sign underscore request. All right. This is going to be OAuth dot OAuth signature method. And then we're going to do HMAC underscore SHA1, SHA1, whatever that is, with a set of parentheses. And then consumer. And then token. All right. So return. And then we're going to return OAuth request dot TO underscore URL. And I guess it's going to give us this stuff. Returns. Let's do something like this. Returns https://api.twitter.com/1.1/statuses/user underscore timeline dot JSON. This is great. This is, look, remember, this is initiation right here. Okay. This is initiation. We're typing this out because I mean, you have to, I'm saying it's initiation, you know, it might not actually be that, but whatever. My count equals 2, and OAuth underscore version equals 1 dot O 1.0 and OAuth underscore token equals 101 dot dot dot. So there's going to be some stuff that we're leaving out. Okay, I guess we're leaving out stuff too. It doesn't feel like we're leaving out anything. So SGI and screen underscore name equals Dr. Chuck. All right. This is what is this? All right. Well, we'll find out what this is in a minute. This is some URL that gets, I guess, returned. OAuth that's not a good word. 09239679. And what else do we got? OAuth underscore timestamp equals 13809564 and OAuth underscore signature equals RLK dot 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 blah 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 BOD and. So every time this and is, I think it's another thing. I don't know. And let's go down one more. And OAuth underscore consumer underscore key equals H7LU dot dot dot, because that's a key right there. G in G and OAuth underscore signature underscore method equals mac hyphen SHA-1. Okay, so this is probably a URL that comes from when we do this. Let's see if that's true right now.
That hidden.py code, but we won't go into it in great detail here. And so if you look at the code in twurl.py, this is the code that does it. It actually pulls in an OAuth library. That hidden.py, that is that code that you've got. And it's got the consumer key, the consumer secrets. You know, this is pulling that from hidden.py. This is a lot of stuff that's using this OAuth library. Don't worry too much about that. Eventually, it produces a URL that looks like this. And the way what happens
so yeah, it does produce this URL.
You're told to use. Then you have count equals 2 and screen name equals Dr. Chuck. Those parts are your parameters to that web service call. And then all this OAuth stuff.
So this stuff right here somehow, I don't know, we'll see,
is produced by this OAuth code and the consumer key and the secret. What happens is the key gets sent, the secret does not get sent, but they send this signature, which is based on the secret. And then what it does is it rechecks the signature on the far end. Signature is a long string. By regenerating the signature, because the secret's available to both you to generate the signature and to them to check the signature. So it's kind of like a hash, etc. You don't have to worry about all this. These
we won't,
URLs
because
really
we don't even
long,
understand what you said.
Your values that you need are in, the name of the URL is in, and you call this routine. That's called augment. It takes a URL and then parameters and then augments it by adding all this OAuth stuff. And so that's why it's called augment, to augment the URL. And once you got this set up and hidden working, then you sort of just augment the URL and then hit it. Now, you know, if you don't have the right keys or secrets, or you don't have an account on Twitter, then it's going to blow up. But if you get it set up, you will be able to talk to the Twitter API with this.
Yeah.
So,
all right, let's write down this summary that's going to get skipped. Because we got to put in the work so that we can get smarter, right? Of course, let's do it. So let's do that. Summary. So chapter summary. All right. Service-oriented architecture. Service-oriented architecture. Okay. Allows an application to be broken into parts and distributed across a network. Yes. Okay. The next thing is an application program interface. An application program interface, or API, is a contract for interaction. Okay. Okay. Next, web services provide infrastructure for applications cooperating, an API, over a network. SOAP, I don't even remember talking about that. And REST, I don't remember talking about that either, are two styles We didn't talk about either of those things. What a bunch of crap. What a bunch of crap. And this is supposed to be a professional. This is supposed to be a national grade college, university level thing we're looking at. So remember, guys, when you think that these university guys are like just a bunch of chumps, they had to deal with these idiots too. Not saying, look, obviously the guy's got, a legendary status in, like, I don't even know, like coding back in the 60s and stuff. But what does that have to do with me today? You know what I'm saying? That has nothing to do with me today. All right, let's keep going. There are two styles of web services. Web services. And people are going to say this about the code man in the future. You know what? I don't care. I don't care, and I'm sure he doesn't care either, but whatever. I don't even know why I'm mad right now. Whatever. And XML and JSON are serialization formats. All right, cool. Let's listen to him talk about it.
So this whole web service, like keys or secrets, or the Twitter API with this. So this whole web services section, we've done quite a bit of stuff, right?
We have.
We looked at how instead of reading HTML or flat text, we are creating structured data according to contracts, whether it be XML or JSON. We can retrieve and parse that information in a deterministic way. We talked about schemas that define the contracts so that you know if the
it doesn't even say schemas on the page.
Who to blame because the schema gets violated. And we've played with APIs where you're talking to someone else who's defining what the rules are and how to read their documentation. And even if they have an API key or need signed URLs, showed a little bit about how to do that.
All over the place. That's all you can say. And this is like, look, this guy here, he's working at University of Michigan, right? When I went to college, I went to XX Junior College and XX City College. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't even this guy is supposed to be, literally is better than any teacher I ever had. I mean, as far as status goes. And it's still this bad. So that's the reality of education in the world today. But if you really think about it, and I'm sorry for going on this end rant, but if you really think about it, if you really think about it, this is all brand new, like relatively speaking, especially relative to the history of humanity. This is all very new. All this stuff happened, from the 40s to now? Not even 100 years. I mean, calculus has been around for how many hundreds of years, right? Writing, morality, all that stuff, thousands of years, whatever. Planting, agriculture, thousands of years. This is all new stuff. So, I get on his case a lot, but at the same time, it's only because I'm frustrated. And I do appreciate the fact that this guy went through what he had to do so we didn't have to. Whatever. Let's go. That's the end of that. All right. So now we're on to exercise, GeoJSON, and we'll see you next time.